This is again a kind of repetitive chapter where the focus is on the different types of yields and the yield curves, and also computing the returns associated with the bond. And of course, yield is nothing but yield to maturity, which actually talks about right from the day I have purchased the bond to the various cash flows that are being paid to the final maturity value over this entire period. What is the annual rate of return that is typically coming up on the bond? And we have also seen earlier that one way we look at measuring the yields is through a spot curve, spot rate curve. What did we talk about in the spot rate curve? Basically, the treasury bond, zero coupon bond. What are the yields associated with the zero coupon bonds of different maturities? That is what we called as the spot rate curve. Now, when I take different maturities, okay, 1 year spot rate curve, 1 year spot rate, 2 year spot rate, 3 year spot rate, 5 year, 10 year, and I find out and I plot their yields, whatever is the returns on the each of those things, and I typically join all of them. That curve is what we are calling as a yield curve. Any spot rates, different maturities. If I plot all their rates and join the points, we are calling them as an yield curve. And what we typically observe is the yield curve in most of the cases is an upward sloping kind of a curve, because of the hypothesis, also the long term premium kind of liquidity premium kind of hypothesis. We are also saying that okay, if I have to deposit for a longer period, there should be some excess return that should typically come. So people, if they are investing for a longer periods, the return should also be higher. That's the only motivation for people to lock in their money for a longer period. So that is why we are calling this kind of an upward sloping kind of a curve. As the maturity increases, the yield also should increase. That is why we are calling it as a normal kind of a yield curve. Upward sloping curve we are calling as a normal. Whereas in some cases, we can see a flat curve, which means, okay, even if you deposit for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, which almost nowadays with some of the deposits we are seeing, 1 year FD to 5 year FD, almost all of them are giving a similar kind of return. So, which means on that at that level, the yield curve is completely flat. Whereas in some cases, it could be an inverted kind of an yield curve. The longer you would like to invest, the returns are actually coming down, which we can very well see if the interest rates are already at the peak. If the interest rates are already at the peak, probably short term rates are higher, but the long term rates are going to typically go down. Those kind of yield curves, we are calling them as inverted yield curves. All three possibilities can very well exist. And the other scenario which we have to understand as far as the yield curves are considered is the shift. See, sometimes, let's say RBI is changing the interest rates. What could very well happen is when it comes to banks, they may respond. Uniformly across all maturities. Let's say RBI has increased the interest rate by 0.5%. Probably all the deposit rates and all the lending rates across all maturities, they all increase by 0.5%. In some cases that may happen, in some cases that may not happen. If all the securities across all maturities are responding by the same 0.5%, we call it as a parallel shift. The whole yield curve is shifted parallelly by 0.5% on the upward direction, because yield curve as a definition for us is different maturities, what are the interest rates corresponding to different maturities. So all of the maturities shifting by 0.5% in the upward direction is resulting in a parallel shift, whereas most of the times we don't get into a parallel shift. And in the non-parallel shifts, either the moves could be something like this, where we call as a steepening of the curve, which means for shorter maturities, the gap is larger, whereas for longer maturities, the gap is not much, which means probably the tinkering, let's say RBI has increased the interest rates by 0.5%, probably the short-term rates all got increased by 0.5%, but the long-term rates increased only by 0.2% or something. So that is where we see that, or probably in a decrease we can observe that even more. When the RBI has decreased the interest rates by 0.5%, suddenly we see short-term rates fall by 0.5%, but long-term rates fall only by 0.2%. So when I draw a new line, it is more steeper compared to the original line. That is where we call it as steepening of the yield curve, or sometimes we can see a flattening of the yield curve. If it is on the upward direction, we can see that kind. The uppishness